O Mother Nui, stretch high above this valley. Your starry body is our glory. Then see the hawk of yonder Ahurquit, his fiery splendor, oh so mighty. He brings a light for all our weary souls. He makes the broken spirit whole.
So, if you think that hoarding facts or, I don't know, reading endless articles makes you wise, ancient mystics would say you aren't just wrong. You are actually actively destroying your soul.
Yeah, right off the bat, that is a heavy claim. But it is true.
It really is. Welcome to our deep dive into what might be the ultimate antidote to information overload.
Yeah.
Today, we are unpacking a concept from Kabbalistic and Hermetic mysticism called Da'at, which translates simply to knowledge.
Right, but we really have to kind of throw out our modern definition of knowledge here because we just equate it with downloading data.
Exactly. We think of trivia.
Yeah, exactly. But the Hebrew root of da'at is yada. And in biblical texts, yada implies this incredibly intimate experiential union. I mean, it is literally the word used when they say Adam knew Eve.
Wow, right. So it is not about memorizing a spreadsheet. It is about a total merging.
Total merging. It is irreversible.
Okay, let us unpack that a bit. If true knowledge is that intimate, how does it actually change us? Because I'm picturing the Kabbalistic tree of life, and that is often mapped onto the human body, right?
Yes, it is. And da'at sits right at the neck.
The neck. Okay, that makes sense.
Right, because it acts as this vital physical bridge. It connects the supernal intellect up in the head down into human emotion in the torso.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it basically translates abstract thought into an actual lived feeling.
So if wisdom is like seeing a fire from a mile away, Da'at is walking up and putting your bare hand directly into the flames.
That is a great way to put it.
Well, I have to push back on that analogy just a little, though. Because you can't touch the fire and just walk away unchanged. The fire burns you back.
Oh, it completely burns you back. It rewrites your baseline reality entirely. Classical Kabbalists actually called Da'at the midwife of human emotion.
The midwife of emotion. I like that.
Yeah, because without it, divine truth is just theoretical. You observe it, but you don't really feel it. When Da'at activates, the truth anchors into your life, you have to look in the mirror and admit that you can no longer be who you were.
But wait. Trying to force infinite divine truth down into our messy, finite human emotions, that sounds incredibly volatile.
Highly volatile.
Like if my nervous system is just a standard household wire, running 1,000,000 volts of infinite light through it is going to just blow out the circuits completely.
And that blowout is exactly what 16th century mystics described as a literal cosmic disaster.
Wait, a cosmic disaster?
Yes, based on the teachings of Isaac Luria. They taught that in the beginning, Da'at failed to distribute that intense light properly. The energetic structures just couldn't handle the voltage and they exploded.
Oh, wow.
It is called the shattering of the vessels. It scattered these fallen sparks of holiness all the way down into the material world.
Which completely mirrors the story of the Garden of Eden, if you really think about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because eating from the tree of knowledge wasn't just breaking some arbitrary rule.
Yeah.
It was almost like a biological hack gone wrong. By ingesting that knowledge, humanity dissolved its detached innocence.
We internalized moral ambivalence. The pristine boundary between good and evil just collapsed.
Right, we let evil infiltrate the human condition.
Exactly. And mystical texts call this Da'at Shelo B'Kedusha, or unholy knowledge. When our intellect gets hijacked by ego, it stops being a divine bridge. It turns into destructive arrogance because we falsely think we can master the universe.
So if internalizing this unholy knowledge dissolves our moral boundaries, the intellect isn't a bridge at all anymore. It's a massive liability.
A huge liability, yeah.
So what happens when we try to navigate reality with this corrupted, ego-driven compass?
Well, it leads straight into the ultimate esoteric trap. In Western Hermetic traditions, Da'at was radically reconceptualized. They don't see it as a stepping stone. They call it the false sephira.
The false sephira.
Right. It is this chaotic void that bisects the tree of life. It is known as the abyss.
And sitting right in the middle of this abyss is this massive storehouse of facts and fictions guarded by a demon named Karanzan.
Yes, Karanzan.
Who basically represents the fragmented, self-contradictory chatter of the human ego. So for you listening out there, if you are constantly scrolling through infinite data just to feel informed, these traditions would say you aren't gaining knowledge. You are literally just feeding Karanzan.
You are just feeding the demon. 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 You are just Because human intellect alone cannot grasp the infinite. Relying purely on data and rationalization traps you in this illusion of control.
So how do you cross the abyss then?
Traversing it requires the exact opposite of accumulating facts. You need absolute ego annihilation. The texts say you must abandon human conceptualization entirely and become as a little child to survive.
So DEFAT is this incredible paradox. It is the empathetic bridge that turns abstract wisdom into daily action, but it is also the terrifying void of the abyss.
It is both at the same time. True understanding isn't about stuffing more data into your head. It is about existential integration. To survive that abyss, esoteric initiates have to pour their entire identity into what is called the Cup of Babylon.
Which means surrendering everything you think you know.
Everything. You're dropping the tiny speck of your individual ego into the vast, terrifying ocean of the infinite. You have to give up your separate selfhood completely.
Which leaves us with a pretty provocative question for you to mull over today. What deeply held piece of your own knowledge or ego are you desperately clinging to right now? And what would happen if you simply surrendered it?